Negative imagination. Negative imagination is something that we create in ourselves that causes us an enormous amount of stress and distress, if you like. Negative imagination creates fear. And one of the best definitions of fear that I've seen lately is what is called fantasized experiences appearing real. In other words, these are experiences which we create in our minds, in our imaginations, and we dwell upon them, and the more we dwell upon them, the more real they become to us. It's like I have 3 little children, and if I let them watch a scary movie, even if they insist upon it, they begin to feel that there are scary creatures under their beds and in their cupboards and so on. Is these fantasized experiences become real, and at one time, with little Michael, we couldn't get him to sleep in his bedroom at all because he was convinced that there were monsters in there. What do we call negative imagination? Well, another word for it is worry. Worry is a sustained form of fear caused by indecision. A study was done some years ago where many thousands of people were surveyed and asked what were they worrying about at the current time. And they accumulated it all up and they found this is what people worry about. 40% of the worries that people had were things that never happened. Figure 30% were things that were in the past, that had already happened and nothing could be done about. There were 12% of worries were worries about health. In most cases, needless worries. The thought that they had a pain or an illness or an ailment or something else that didn't turn out to be true. 10% of the things people worried about were petty worries. They were worried about whether or not they had enough change in the parking meter. Only 8% of the worries were about anything substantial at all, and of those 8%, half, or 4%, were totally outside the control of the person. They were worried about whether Red China would invade northern Vietnam and things like that. I think things that the person could have nothing to do about anyway. So basically the research shows that as much as 96% of everything that we worry about or more is irrelevant. It never happens. It's not worth worrying about at all.